Hey, AJ, James talked about the mature approach you took going through the portal and a lot of the questions you were asking Penn State. Can you take us through that process and how you kind of approached it mentally?
So for mentally, it was more so making the best decision for me to grow as a man and a football player. And I believe just off of the track record at Penn State, it had much more to offer than just the football, to grow past football, grow in the academic lane. And then as well, you got somebody like Coach Terry who's developed multiple DBs. It was a no-brainer.
What were some of the questions, do you remember, that you were asking them as you were going through that process?
Of course, things that had to do with the defensive line, how would the defensive line look for the coming years, and just, how would I be developed? How would I be developed past corner to get me to my ultimate end goal? And they definitely have a plan.
Why did the defensive line matter for people who may not know the ins and outs of football?
The defensive line, it mattered a lot to me because, the quicker they get to the quarterback, the less that I have to cover. So I definitely need those guys up there getting to that quarterback as quick as possible.
How crazy was the process once you entered the portal, and what was maybe like the most stressful part of that for you?
It was just all the schools trying to get in contact with you, trying to tell you what you want to hear again. You back in the portal, so everybody just want to tell you what they need to get you back on campus. And especially, now that you've been in college, they know you've been a little bit more developed, so they're definitely anxious to get their hands on you and try to get you on campus. But more so knowing what you want when you go in the portal was something that was big for me and my family.
What was Penn State's pitch then and vice versa that made you want to come visit here before you committed?
It's bigger than football. They're going to develop me as a man and truly care for me as a person, which was something that I definitely look for. And just is the track record. It speaks for itself. They constantly put somebody in the league as long as you do the right thing up here and you listen to everybody around you.
They recruited you out of high school. How did they handle the situation when you decided to go somewhere else? Julian was talking about that a little bit. So what was that like? And did it end on good terms, I guess, is the best way of asking.
Yeah, it definitely ended on good terms because Coach Terry is just such a good dude. He's genuine. So when I did tell him that I wouldn't be coming to Penn State, he just wished me the best. And, with how football is now, he said, I hope I get another chance. And I knew once I went back in, he would get his chance.
Did Georgia have some intrigue about trying to move you to safety? Was that kind of part of why you wanted to move on there?
No, not necessarily. It is true. I actually, it was more than just safety. I actually was learning nickel, corner. I was probably one of the only corners playing everything up there while my time was up there.
When you look at what you've done here so far during spring practice, what are the things after 12 of them you look back on and feel either good about, proud about, areas that you've improved or have showcased as strengths so far? What are some of the things that come to mind at this point?
For me, right now, it's just understanding that I'm somebody who hasn't put anything on tape yet. So every day is just a day to get better, get developed, because I understand that, right now I'm just practicing, trying to get ready for those Saturdays. So everything is just little detailed and making sure that I'm as little detailed as possible in all my work to make sure I'm ready for those Saturdays.
You guys have a lot of talent in that cornerback room. Terry has told us before that he likes the guys, for guys to kind of evaluate themselves and say, hey, this should be our depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that yet? And is that maybe a little different?
We all do that. We always do that. It's a real honest room. He has a saying, check your feelings in at the door. So it's never anything personal. It's just the room being honest and showing transparency within the room so everybody understands. So this is how I feel about the room. So we all have a good understanding and come to agreement on how we view the room.
Talking about the room itself, can you talk about that competitive atmosphere that some of the guys that have already been here have brought since you stepped on, as well as just your relationship since you've been here during the spring?
Man, it's been amazing. I feel like once you do bring some new faces on campus, on campus, it just naturally pushes that competitive nature within the room. Everybody constantly pushing each other to do extra work, just making sure that we're all in here, making sure that we're ready for the Saturday, because we understand that we're a question mark. That people wonder how the young corner is going to do on Saturdays. So the only thing we worry about is little detail. Don't feed into the outside talking. We just work.
The first Saturday you're going to have in a Penn State uniform at Beaver Stadium's this one coming up for the blue-white game. What do you hope to get out of that, and what is that experience going to be like for you?
Just the atmosphere, the spring game, just giving my all, just show y'all, I came here to definitely win and push those around me to get better. Hopefully you'll see the growth from the corners.
How did you adjust outside of football, academically, socially, and weather-wise?
Yeah, the weather. I knew that was going to be a question. Yeah. But I like to say It was a pretty smooth transition for me. My dad was military. Most of y'all know 20
Yeah.
plus years. So I had Germany background. I've had some background of moving around my whole life. So that wasn't really hard. In the schooling, I feel like they do a good job of just making sure that you are where you need to be and just making sure that you do handle your business. So I feel like they kind of made it easier for me.
What's it been like having Kimber kind of, obviously much older, but also kind of going through the process at the same time as you?
Oh, I love those guys because, at Georgia, I had a guy like Kamari Lassiter, Javon Bull. I had the older guys, so I always listen to them, and I'm a kind of guy that's always a sponge. I listen to anything you say because you can always teach me something. I may could teach you something. And Kimber has played a lot of ball, so throughout practice, I may ask him what you see right here in press, and he'll be able to tell me exactly what he's seeing and where I could get better. So just having a vet in a room like that is a blessing.
You said Coach Terry says kind of check your feelings at the door. What are some of the constructive criticisms that he's had for you, things to help make you better?
Just constantly making sure that I'm being a little detailed, never being too handsy, making sure that I just trust the technique that we constantly rep and constantly go over. And that's really his biggest thing for me.
One
What would you
thing.
say the culture?
Go ahead.
What would you say the culture is of the Penn State cornerback?
Competitive. Every single day, everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to show that they've been working and show the Coach Terry why they should play. And I feel like we all do a good job of just raising each other's level by doing so.
How do you feel like the younger corners have kind of handled that with you and Jalen both coming in here? Because obviously you guys came here for a reason too. How do you think they've maybe handled
Great.
what could have maybe been an awkward situation?
That's the great part about it. That's
Yeah.
why I say bringing in two guys like us just it pushes you to be like, no, that I've been here. I definitely want to play as well. So just making sure that they continue to just raise their level and just keep battling with us. And I feel like Zion and Cam have did a good job of showing us how to do things here. And just kind of taking us under their wing necessarily. So I like to thank the guys that been in the room for taking me under their wing.
One of the things James said about you, you talked about how aggressive you are. How much pride do you take in that? Because that's pretty flattering for a coach to say that about a cornerback.
Just play with aggression. That's the only thing that's on my mind when I'm on the football field. So it's definitely flattering, but my mindset will always be domination and to be as aggressive as possible when I'm on the football field. That'll never change.
You talked about Coach Terry being a large reason why you came here. But
You say that again?
Coach Terry being a large reason why you came here. What has he helped you with from a skill set perspective since you've been working with him during the spring?
Just developmental. He takes the time to go over all the little nuances of coverage and what you should do and little tricks and trades that I didn't know before coming here. So I feel like he just does a good job of actually getting into the little detailed things that can help you be in a better position to cover, any route, honestly.
If you had to tell us about one of those tattoos, which one would you explain to us?
I'll probably say my leg right now. This is Naruto. I just feel like the domination again. I feel like I come into a new type of person when I step onto the football field. The nine-tail or feel like I really tap into it.
What do you want to accomplish on Saturday, you individually?
Man, I just want to, come out, try my hardest, and, show my teammates, I'm here to play hard every Saturday. Every time I step on that Beaver Stadium, I'm here to play hard. That's all I want to show my teammates.
So what does success look like then?
Success looks like winning. My team winning. Yeah.
Stylistically, coming from the SEC, what are some differences that you anticipate with Big Ten play, and how have you kind of gone through that in camp, maybe?
I just feel like where he comes is just showing my dominance, showing what I have learned from the SEC of the, constant hitting. But I just feel like that's really it, just show my dominance, and that's really it.
Coach Allen's talked about that Lion role a lot so far this spring. How much work have you got in that position, and can you see yourself playing there during the regular season?
I've got quite a bit of work there, and I could see myself playing there. Cause I did rep it at my previous school, so I'm pretty familiar with it, and if need be, I could play there.
Two more questions,
Can
guys.
you take me back to your first, kind of session at Georgia? What did you do to separate yourself from a pretty deep secondary to see the field?
Man, consistency every single day. It's really challenging when you have so many people in that room to try to rise above them. So it takes you to constantly be in the right place at the right time, and it takes for you to make plays on the football field, honestly, to be quite frank with you.
It's a little random, but we got the EA Sports video game coming out this summer, and a lot of guys are excited about it. Have you opted into it? Like, do you plan to be in the game? And
I do. I haven't opted in yet. Right now, I just want to play ball. I'm focused on football and focused on Saturdays, winning with Penn State, my new program. I can't wait.
do you plan to be in the game though?
Yeah. I definitely plan on opting in, but just right now, I'm
Yeah.
focused on football. When that time comes, when I gotta opt in, I'll make sure I do so.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.